Welcome to this explainer. So picture this. You've just dropped thousands of dollars on a top-tier solar setup. You meticulously planned out your off-grid dreams, wired everything up, and yet you find yourself sitting in the dark because your batteries just won't charge up like they're supposed to. It's incredibly frustrating, right? And too often, people just instinctively blame the solar panels when their power production falls short. But today, we're going to dive into the hidden physics of your system to show you why the truth is almost always hiding in plain sight. It's right there in the installation.
It's a bitter pill to swallow, honestly. When a system completely fails to meet expectations, the culprit is rarely faulty or broken equipment from the factory. A beautifully designed, highly expensive solar array can bleed a massive amount of energy every single day simply because of overlooked mistakes during the mounting, wiring, or configuration phases. Honestly, it's essentially stealing money and battery life right out from under you. So, here is our roadmap to fixing this. We're going to cover the hidden power leaks, capturing the sun's energy, the wiring voltage drop, heat and resistance threats, the cumulative energy drain, and finally, safety and final optimization. All right, kicking things off with Section 1, the hidden power leaks and the math behind the loss. We really need to look at the foundational science first because I promise you, once you see the math, every single installation mistake we talk about will suddenly make perfect sense.
Okay, the master key to all of this is P equals V times I. Power in watts equals voltage multiplied by current. Think of your solar system like a massive plumbing network. Voltage, well, that's your water pressure. Current is the actual volume of water flowing through the pipe. Power, then, is the total force of that water finally hitting your batteries. Any installation error that drops the pressure or clogs the flow is going to directly slash your total power output. Keep this water analogy in the back of your mind because it really unlocks everything we're about to decode.
Keeping that math in mind, let's hit Section 2, capturing the sun's energy. Specifically, we're talking about shading, tilt, orientation, and dirt. Let's look at what actually starves your system of current before the power even has a chance to hit the wires. Now, I want you to ask yourself, how much power does one shaded panel actually drain? You'd naturally assume it's proportional, right? Like if a shadow covers 10% of a panel, you'd think you just lose 10% of your power. Makes sense. But actually, the electrical reality is far more severe, and it catches almost everyone totally off guard. Here's why. When your panels are wired in series strings, the current flowing through that entire setup is strictly limited by the absolute weakest link. Remember that garden hose from earlier? It doesn't matter how wide or powerful the rest of the hose is, if you step on it, the water stops flowing for the entire thing. A single shadow from a tiny vent pipe on an RV roof, or maybe a winter tree branch leaning over your house, effectively steps on the hose for your entire array. Even tiny shadows appearing during peak sunlight hours cause massive daily energy loss. And keep in mind, shadows aren't static. They move and stretch as the sun changes position across the seasons, creating these invisible blockages throughout the whole day. This creates a massive clash between common advice and physical reality. Common advice simply says, just keep your panels generally clean and pointed somewhere toward the sun. But the underlying physics, they are entirely unforgiving. Dirt, poor tilt, and bad orientation act like a physical shield against solar irradiance. You aren't just losing a little curb appeal here. You are actively lowering the current hitting your system. By ignoring optimal tilt or basic cleanliness, you're literally locking your incredibly expensive equipment into chronic underperformance. No way around it. Now, once we actually manage to capture that energy, it still has to travel. And that brings us to Section 3, the wiring voltage drop, and the very real, very hidden danger of undersized DC wiring. Check this out. Here is the second critical formula that absolutely wrecks poorly installed systems. Power loss equals I squared R. That's current squared multiplied by resistance. I really want you to notice that the current is squared here, because every single wire has physical resistance. Long cable runs combined with incredibly thin wires act like a massive friction trap. That high resistance literally burns up your voltage, converting your hard-earned solar energy into useless heat before it ever reaches your charge controller. And look at this table to see the nonlinear math in action. It's terrifying. If you push double the current through an undersized cable, your power loss doesn't just double, it quadruples. This isn't just some tiny, negligible inefficiency you can ignore. Pushing 4 times the power loss leads directly to chronic battery undercharging, all because your charge controller is being continuously starved of the necessary voltage to operate. And you know what all that resistance creates? Heat. That leads us right into Section 4, heat and resistance threats.
specifically your connections and your airflow. Let's see how heat acts as an invisible thief.
Loose terminals or a damaged MC4 connector, they instantly spike your electrical resistance. That elevated resistance creates heat, which then causes even further voltage loss in this brutal, vicious cycle. But hey, it's not just the wire connections. Think about inadequate panel ventilation. If you flush mount a solar panel directly to a roof with zero airflow underneath, that trapped heat literally bakes the module. And the unyielding rule of solar physics is this: as a panel's temperature goes up, its voltage plummets. And lower voltage directly slashes your final power output.
So what happens when we zoom out a bit? Welcome to Section 5, the cumulative energy drain, where we start adding up all these little leaks over time.
In the real world, a system almost never fails from one single catastrophic mistake. Instead, it suffers death by 1,000 cuts. You've got a little shading here, limiting your current, a slight voltage drop from thin wires over there, a bit of trapped heat baking the panels, and some scattered dust on top. Individually, you might just brush them off as no big deal. But together, they combine to form a massive, system-crippling leak that silently drains your capacity.
And here is the kicker. Energy is power multiplied by time. A seemingly harmless 5% power leak, compounding every single hour of daylight, day after day, year after year, turns into a massive, devastating deficit. This compounding time factor is exactly why two identical solar systems can have entirely different results. One system effortlessly powers a home all through the night, while the identical setup right next door leaves its owner sitting in the dark, scratching their head wondering if they bought a bad batch of batteries.
Now, before you grab your tool belt to go fix these issues, we need to pause for Section 6, Safety and Final Optimization. We have to talk about the serious reality of working with live conductors.
This is absolutely crucial to understand. Loose connectors don't just quietly drain your power. They can trigger dangerous, incredibly hard-to-extinguish DC electrical arcs. Remember, solar modules generate voltage the absolute second light hits them, whether they're plugged into a battery or not. You must treat them as live and energized at all times. Overheated poor connections aren't just bad for your performance metrics, they are severe fire hazards. You absolutely have to respect the immense power you're working with here.
Ultimately, the goal isn't just making a system turn on. Any poorly wired setup might briefly light up a bulb. The true goal here is making your system produce its absolute maximum energy every single day. By understanding the underlying physics and aggressively hunting down these invisible leaks, you ensure that literally no available sunlight goes to waste. So, I'll leave you with this to think about. Which of these hidden installation mistakes have you actually bumped into out in the field? Which of these invisible leaks is currently starving your system? Have you actually calculated the math on your cable runs or, checked your roof for that creeping winter shadow? Now that you're armed with the actual physics and the math behind your power production, what invisible thief are you going to evict from your setup first?